Alrighty, y'all. How you going? Cheers. We're looking at a pretty chill video today. I'm really excited for this. As you know, on my channel, I've been looking at a lot of emergency vehicles, police cars, ambulances, police chases, this kind of thing. It's really fun, really interesting, especially for me as someone who enjoys that type of thing. Emergency vehicles, fleet vehicles are very fun and interesting to me here in the States. And now it's been really fun learning about those types of things all over the world. Really refreshing. Well, we're looking at 100 years of New Zealand police cars, 1921 to 2021. This is from a channel called the Kiwi Canuck. This will be linked down below so you can watch this whole video uninterrupted, and please check out their channel. Now, this is fun because, of course, these are New Zealand themed police cars. These are cars that were in New Zealand with New Zealand liveries and service. But, of course, we have an Aussie spin in here, too, because a lot of these cars might be Australian as well, like Holdens, old Ford Falcons, things like that. So I hope wherever you're watching from, you enjoy. Let's get started. I don't believe there's any audio in this, so that's quite all right. Ford Model T, 30s Chevrolet. These are cool, by the way. 30s cars, really, really neat, in my opinion. I don't think it's ever something I could own. I would have no idea how to maintain these and drive them. I think they're a lot different from what I've seen. But it would be fun to try once, and I do love the design, the swooping design of the fenders and the long noses. These are really cool, by the way. Look at that. It's just so satisfying to look at. Even the 40s cars as well. 54 Ford Consul. See, a lot of these I've never heard of. 55 Humber Super Snipe. Cool. Holden FC. Take a look at that. Awesome. I love the police liveries. The all black with the steelies. These are similar to what we've had for decades and decades in the U.S. I like the black rims with the chrome center caps, or black steelies usually with black or with chrome center caps. Really, really cool to see that in these New Zealand police cars. I love it. That's a 64 Holden EH. Ooh, I love the van. Look at that. It looks basically like a ute with a topper on it, yeah? Then they went to black and white liveries. Okay. Very familiar sight that I've seen in certain places here in the U.S. And they had Galaxy LTDs. Now that's cool because we had LTDs in the U.S. as well. Look at that big boat. I freaking love old cars like that. Nice. Then they went to light gray. Okay. That's interesting. Holden Kingswood. That's a cool car. I like it. Bedford Command Vehicle, 78. Look at that beast. Wow. All right. This is a great video for comments, by the way. Which of these are your favorite? You can tell me that at the end. And any of these, like maybe someone that's owned one of these. Again, I always ask, I do have an ex-police car. I've had 2 of them. I freaking love them. I would love to get more someday. They're really cool. And they're different than the civilian versions here in the U.S. at least. And maybe you have some stories with these cars, some interesting facts, what some of those specialty vehicles like that last one we saw are used for. Please let me know. This is a Ford Falcon, an icon, of course, and I like that. I do have to admit. Same era, 83 Commodore. With the look at this old light bar. Oh my God, that's so old school, right? With the rotating lights inside to go, all around 360. That is super hilarious. And, of course, the sirens up there. I do like it, though. It's kind of cool. That Commodore actually looks smaller than I usually picture them. It doesn't look super small. It's just doesn't look huge like the 70s Ford we saw a little bit ago. That was a 84 van. Bedford. Wow, okay. And it's a dual rear wheel. It's like a dually chassis just with a van body. That's interesting. Look at this big beast. That's a Hino. That's a Japanese manufacturer, correct? Wow. And a Mitsubishi. You guys use Mitsubishi for cop cars. A V3000. Now that's kind of cool. Wow. I actually like that. I like the livery on this too. That's interesting. I don't know anything about that car. I like how it looks, so it's kind of cool. It's got that Japanese slender design. I'm assuming this would be front-wheel drive. Maybe not. Maybe it's rear-wheel drive. Interesting, huh? V3000 makes me think as a 3-liter V6. It's just a guess. Okay. Now we're into the 90s with this Falcon. Love this livery with the diagonal stripe there. Police integrated in there. I like that. And then we have some graphics as well, just for some visibility. Pretty cool light bar for the time. And interesting how it uses alloys rather than steelies and center caps. Okay, very interesting. Cool livery on that one as well. So these are more like the variety of colors and liveries you would see here in the U.S. These are similar, right? And the way I mean by that is they're more similar to the U.S. than a lot of the European ones we've seen. A lot of the European ones, countries, their police vehicles have been radically different in their graphics, their colors, than really any U.S. ones, whereas these look more familiar, if that makes sense. They're somewhat similar. 92 Ford Falcon. That is cool. It's like a Falcon Ute. And another Mitsubishi. Wow. Now that Mitsubishi, that time it looked like I think we didn't call them a V3000 to my knowledge. I think this looks like a Mitsubishi Galant here in the U.S. That's interesting. Ford Laser. Wow. I don't remember if we had a Ford Laser. We had a Plymouth Laser, which is totally different company. That was a Mitsubishi, basically. Mitsubishi Eclipse. 93 Holden Commodore. Cool. Look at that Leyland. What in the world? There's a nice Ford Falcon and a really cool Holden Commodore behind that Falcon there. Wow, what a matchup, right? Like this era. Look at, they're very similar. You can tell they're competitors, right? But hey, they're brothers in arms in the police force, though, right? They're working together. Really cool. I wonder if officers, when they started to shift, fought for I'm sure some preferred the Holden. Maybe some preferred the Ford. I don't know. Maybe this is like a unmarked unit, or maybe just a regular Commodore. Yeah, then we start getting the highlighter graphics, which are more common now. Late 90s sounds about right. Look at that Nissan Maxima. Interesting. So, yeah, it's funny because here in the U.S., to my knowledge, right, from my experience, we've never, ever, ever used like European cars for police cars. We've never used Asian, like Japanese cars for police cars. Whereas in New Zealand, you get a mix. You get more of that domestic brands, like Ford Falcons, Holden Commodores. So you get that domestic appeal, and you get the foreign cars as well. It's interesting having that mix. There's no, Mitsubishi or Toyota police cars here. There's no, BMW or Mercedes police cars here. It's just not a thing. Look at these late Falcons. Ooh, a Mazda Bounty. That's cool. That is cool. Police trucks are always awesome, and especially Japanese trucks from this era are really freaking cool. Wow. Blue, orange, and traffic got blue and yellow, so they started coming into more of a sort of European look with the colors, the checkered colors like that, which is, like I said, more ultimately rare here in the U.S. You won't really find that much. Looks interesting seeing it on Holden Commodores, doesn't it? Holden Vectra, that looks smaller. Ford Transit, yeah. We have those here in the U.S. as well. They've replaced our truck-based cargo vans. Holden Commodore, nice. I love the Utes. How freaking cool is that? That's something you definitely don't see here. I love those Commodores, man. I like all the body styles, too. There's not a Commodore I don't like. I really do like the car, man. It's had a great history, I think. And it looks good as a police car as well. I think it looks like it fits. Interesting. Like livery slightly changed over the years. Holden Crewman. Now these are freaking cool, because I don't see pictures of these much. I'm guessing these are a little bit more on the rare side. Very interesting to see that. It's weird. It's so weird that it's good, if that makes sense. Holden Rodeo. Cool. Now I like how the cop cars By the way, I failed to mention, a lot of these do have steelies, which I think that's kind of cool. Interesting how they're silver steelies. Ours are usually always black steelies, but it's interesting to see that. I feel like that's more fitting on a cop car, right? They're more durable, they're thicker, and it's a fleet vehicle, right? It's not made to look flashy, it's made for work. So I feel like it fits the bill a little better, so I prefer those rather than the alloys. But the alloys, like these rims, they do look cool. They look, cooler. So it looks like a sporty police car. But I don't know. I like the steelies on the police cars. 2008 was LED light bars. Okay, that sounds about right. That is when they started getting LEDs. Now the police cars are crazy. They're almost blinding at night. If someone's pulled over ahead and you're going on the highway, the lighting packages are so insane on newer police vehicles. It's almost overwhelming sometimes. There's so many lights going on, and they're super bright. Holden Captiva, that's funny. We have a Chevy Captiva here. Definitely the same car. And it's, I don't believe it's American either. I believe it's like a Daihatsu or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's like a Korean car underneath, maybe. Or maybe a European car. I don't know. Holden Commodore wagon. Love it. Of course, the Utes are the best. Look at that one kitted out. Really cool. Volkswagen. Nice. There's the Commodore. I definitely know because this, same taillights and everything, that is definitely, we first got as the Pontiac G8, and then later the next body style. Pontiac was dead, and it switched to the Chevy SS, which was a weird name because SS they used on all their sports cars as a trim level. Then they decided to randomly name a whole car SS. People were really confused, and I think still are. They should have called it something else. Wow, these are cool. These newer era ones, that red one was awesome, yeah? I like this livery a little bit better than the mid-2000s ones. It's a little sleeker. It's not, it's just a little more pleasing looking. I actually like it. It's still effective, but it looks a little, like I said, it looks sleek. Looks nice. That was pretty good. That police car's seen better days, that's for sure. But yeah, look at that one more time. Look at that LED light bar, the Utes. They're just, they're wild, aren't they? And I love the trucks as well. Yes, in my opinion, again, for the millionth time, that's a truck because this is a body on frame. The bed is separate from the cab, I should say. And on this is car-based. This is a car platform underneath. And the bed is connected to the body. There's no separation. But please ignore me. I know everyone has their own preferences and definitions, and that's quite all right, honestly. I think that's what makes the world go round is our differences. Again, I don't know if I said it at the beginning. Sometimes I forget, guys. That was a suggestion from NZ Jim in email. So thank you for that suggestion. I love seeing police cars and similar things around the world. I think it's very interesting. Like I said, I have currently a 2006 from a Madison Police Department. Ford Crown Victoria P71 Police Interceptor. And I absolutely freaking love it. And having one of these police cars would be awesome as well. Really, really cool to see. Please throw a like on there, of course, if you enjoyed. And subscribe to be part of this amazing community. The channel's been doing so well lately. Our community is always growing. I cannot thank each and every one of you enough. But hey, until next time, my name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. And until next time, y'all, catch you later.